All right, we'll call the meeting to order in City Council and state that the notice for this meeting was duly posted. There is a quorum of City Council. Councilman Emery is out of the state, and if you'll stand, our own Fire Chief Russell Sander will lead us in our Pledge of Allegiance.
Which one is the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Got any help with Armando? Got it.
If I could get Armando and Barry up here. I'm going to really let Randy and Barry make the comments. I just want to say that it's been a real pleasure and to work with you over the years, and we really appreciate everything, and congratulations on your retirement on that. But Randy, if you want to go into everything.
I got a few things. First off, I'd like for Armando's wife, Maria, to come up and join him. Would you?
That's good.
Armando was first hired in Missouri City as a custodian in 1995. He was a part-time employee. Became a full-time employee in 1998 with the Building Maintenance Department. In 2002, transferred to the Parks and Rec Department in the Parks Division as a caretaker. Through the next 13 years, Armando has played a role in every aspect of the work the Parks Department has accomplished. He's been a model of consistency, always dependable, trustworthy, and honest. Is a big, very important. Armando has been a team player, never turned down an assignment. So with that said, your dedication to the city of Missouri City is greatly appreciated for all the things you've done in the Parks Department, and we wish you and your wife Maria well in the future.
All right, Armando. This is a little plaque. It says, in recognition and appreciation for Armando A. Marino for more than 17 years of dedicated service to the city of Missouri City. Gracias. They put that in there, didn't they? And then this is that clock and Glock port that we come back. So this is the clock. This is his nice watch that Armando gets for his 17 years. And you look like you need it. Thank you for your years of service, and thank you for allowing him to work with us for 17 years. So we'll be missing him. So good luck to you. Very good. Thank you.
Remember those honeydews?
Oh, come on back here. Back here, we'll take a picture. What are you going to do now every day?
She has a list.
Take orders from her, huh? Got a new boss, huh?
She got a list for him.
Yeah, you got a new boss. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. You said you've been such a good caretaker, you can take care of her when you get home, right?
It is always good to know that citizens of Missouri City stand out wherever they go, and that we bring positive attention to the city in their endeavors. Such is the case now with one of our finest, is Susan Soto, and I'd like to bring her up, if you will. Susan was recognized. How you doing?
Well, thank you.
Good. I didn't, almost not made it.
Yeah, I was
That was the
She's
mayor.
preoccupied.
That was the mayor's fault.
Susan was recognized by 2015 H Texas Magazine as one of the top lawyers in the state. And we are so proud of that. And when I heard about this, I was about to burst at the seams. So I certainly wanted to bring this attention to the citizens of Missouri City and let you know that we are really proud of you, and thank you very much for the work that you do.
Well, thank you. I'm proud to live here. Thank you.
And here you are. It says a certificate of recognition awarded to Susan Hertz, so being named one of the Houston top lawyers for 2015 in H Texas Magazine. One of Houston's top lawyers.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, thank you. I hate that you had to spend some time heating up on the elevator, but you know what we learned from that? We learned that we don't have a key in this building, but we're going to have one going forward.
Always glad to be of service.
Yeah, see? And we're going to put your name on that big key, the Susan Soto elevator key.
Boy, you crazy.
Yeah. So thank you for sacrificing yourself to show us that we had that issue. All right, item 4, public comments. There are no public comments. Item 5 are staff reports. Let me just, before I forget it, I just need to say that our prayers and thoughts are with Gerald Broussard's family. Sergeant Broussard lost his long fight with illness last Friday, and Gerald was with us for a long, long time. I know Gerald and I went back 40 years ago when his first wife worked for me years ago, and that's 40 years ago. So, you know, our thoughts and prayers need to be with him and his family, and I know that there's supposedly not going to be a service for Gerald. It's my understanding that Michelle is wanting contributions to be made to buy a paver in the police memorial down by the police station. So I would assume there will be some more details about that. But Gerald was with us a long, long time and was a kind of a figurehead in our city for many years, and left us and actually did a little stint with the county for a while, and then his health got to the point where he had to finally just give up. And if you were at the police auxiliary, he was there, and not very long ago, so it very sad. So our thoughts are with Anthony also, with his mother, going through some serious illnesses right now, and matter of fact, we're going to move the item for budget up so that Anthony can go be with his mother. He needs to be with her rather than being here looking at us ugly faces. So if there's nothing else, I would ask that we suspend the rules and move item, what is it, 7B.
Move to suspend the rules.
7B1. So there's a motion by Councilman Wyatt. Is there a second? Second by Mayor Pro Tem Smith. All those in favor? Motion carries. So we'll take up item 7B1.
An ordinance of the City of Missouri City, Texas, approving and adopting the City of Missouri City, Texas budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2015, and ending June 30th, 2016, making appropriations for the city for such fiscal year as reflected in said budget, adopting a projection for capital improvement program spending beginning July 1st, 2016, and ending June 30th, 2020, making certain findings and containing certain provisions related to the subject.
And this is a public hearing, so anyone can make comments about the budget that they wish, but
And if you like, I can open with an overview, and then we can take public comment if you like.
Okay.
Mayor, Council, as you know, this is a long process that we undertake every year, beginning at the first of the calendar year, with the expectation that we'll adopt a budget for July 1, which is our fiscal year. This particular budget provides funding in support of the services that we provide to approximately 71,000 citizens, and we cover 30.2 square miles as our city limits run. This year, one of the key components and major expenditures that is coming forth comes out of your strategic plan, and that is that we make sure that we continue to be one of the top employers in our fields, and that we continue to make sure that we're on pace with the competitor cities that we have with respect to salaries and benefits, I should say. This year, one of the largest expenditures that you'll see and proposed increases comes in that area. In the 2016 budget, and you recently approved for the police department a $1.8 million increase to bring them to market, 100% of market, as we see ourselves and ask that we be, and council has adopted. And that brings the sworn police officers to market levels. And then also, you had asked us to take a look, and we will in the coming year, market analysis with respect to all other employees. However, we recognize that since 2013, we have not had any increases for all other employees. And so one thing that we have in the budget, and you asked us to take a look at, was how to provide, at a minimum, an increase for cost of living, as a lack of a better term, for all other employees. This year, we propose a 3% increase across the board. That amounts to $493,000 to all other employees. And then one of the greatest, or the greatest expenditure that we have and greatest resource we have is that of our employees. It constitutes 67% of our total budget annually, at $28 million of our $42 million budget. And also, this year, it just so happens that 67% of the supplemental requests that were asked for are these salary increases for police to market, and then also the cost of living across the board raise for all other employees. This addresses one of the major goals in our 2029 strategic plan. One of the other things that we did was, when you look at the budget, look at the message, how the budget lays out, we pay particular attention to the 2029 plan and making sure that the objectives that are funded through there are those that you identified in the plan and that we can get to this year. The other part of that is we continue, we have implementation of the bond programs. As you recall, we had $75 million approved in 2003. There's still funds left from that we are working through, and projects that we're working through from that particular election. $17.5 million, not much is left of that from the 2008 Parks and Recreation Bond Program. You'll see that in the Capital Improvements Program, as well as the recent $40 million that was approved in the 2014 bond election, the programs and projects that come from there. The general fund budget that you have before you meets the current operating needs. And as I said, most of it is operational as far as employees go. There are a small amount of supplemental requests, and I'll get to that in a moment. One thing that I want to make very clear to you and to the public in general, and you'd asked for this to be the case, is that we are maintaining the tax rate of 0.565 per valuation, $100 valuation. In other words, the rate is not changing. Now, one thing that you will see is that we've had increased values in our properties, and we may see increases as a result of the values, but not because of the rate that the council can control. The another aspect of this budget is that we're maintaining the financial health and stability now and into the future. Again, the general fund budget will be $42,348,670. General fund's largest expenditure, as I mentioned, is our personnel at 67% of the budget. Fixed operational costs are 32% of the budget, and then I do this only to show you that supplemental, all those other that we bring forward, constitute only 1% of our budget. So we don't have a frilly budget. We have a very basic budget that takes care of the resources, again, the personnel that we have in our organization. The revenues, again, will raise $42,086,137. Total expenditures of $42,248,670. We will draw down fund balance $262,000, which will take care of one-time expenditures and actually take the full one-time expenditures, as I'll show you, is about $320,000. We're only drawing down $262,000, and that will be for one-time expenditures. That will take our fund balance to 17.93% of revenues and leave us a healthy fund balance of $7.6 million. The debt service fund that we have is again, funded through our property tax rate, the debt service rate in our property taxes. And we have $9.2 million that'll be coming in revenues, expenditures of $9.75 million, and we'll have revenues under expenditures of $534,000. However, we'll be drawing off of existing fund balance of our debt service fund and still have a healthy $5.2 million available to us. I mentioned earlier the non-reoccurring expenses for one time that we're looking to draw down fund balance for, and as you can see, just about all of them except for one is for law enforcement or for public safety in the fire department, and they constitute $325,000 of non-recurring expenses. The capital improvements program that is being proposed this year consists of $13.44 million. It will be, increments will be transportation at $6 million. We'll have drainage projects at $365,000, parks projects $300,000, facilities $400,000, utilities $6.3 million, and again, $13.4 million overall. Finally, as I said, this process began back in January with, in the very beginning with staff, and then meeting with you, the council, and getting the goals that you had set forth in your strategic plan, trying to make sure we incorporate those into the spending plan for this year. And tonight is the reading of the ordinance and adoption of the budget and the CIP. And then in late July, we, as a city, most cities do this and adopt their budget in October so that you can get your values in and know what your tax rate is going to be. With us doing this in July, adopting in July 1, it causes us to have to come back in another round and we have to see what our actual values will be. Right now, there's ARB that takes place with protests and so forth that could potentially change that number. But we feel confident that what we presented to you tonight will hold as far as what you raise and have the tax rate again flat at 56 cents. And we'll have the effective rate and rollback rates in August. If there are changes, then we'll be coming back to you to adopt that final rate. We are happy. And one thing before I forget, again, you're integral to the process, and I have to thank staff. The department heads work long and tirelessly on this, and particularly Michael Higgins, he's our interim finance director, and also June Ellis, our budget manager, who's here in the audience as well. And we're happy to answer any questions you may have. So I'll leave it open to you.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know offhand, you might not know offhand, how many positions that we have in different departments that we still need to fill, and at what point will we fill those positions?
Well, that's something we're working on continually, and I don't know the number off the top of my head, but can sure find out for you.
Okay, if you can just let me know.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Any other questions? And one other note that we had a revision here. I wanted to note that the LGC, we had previously thought there would be possibly next year, 2016 proposed, that there would be a deficit that we might have to make up. And early on, we had put that in the budget at $100,000. However, we found, as you know, that we're going to be at a flat, we believe, break even. And so that $100,000 we will be taking out, and it does not affect the ending budget. It just goes back against fund balance. So I just want to make you aware of that.
Hey, Bill, this is more of a comment. First, nice work by the staff. Absolutely awesome. We're taking care of our people, you guys, and it's well-deserved, and it helps with employee retention, which is important. I'd also like to kind of pigtail on what Yolanda said, is like, what are we doing for the future? When we grow as a city, we should also grow at an employee as a manpower model. When there's a new Walmart, that puts additional stress on the officers. We need more officers. I think we probably could look at maybe adding some health inspectors and some other things. So great work. I want to think about the future, and we have some work to do as a council to think about how we staff better. And that's just my comments.
And I think that's a good point. I got a call today. Apparently our health inspector was sick today. And we got a business that couldn't open today. Had to delay the trucks delivering the products to that restaurant because she was not there today, and she's the only one we got, and we got nobody else to do it. So I think it points out that we are short in some areas that are critical to our businesses, and inspections is one of those areas that is, as Anthony and Yolanda said, as we grow, we're putting a bigger stress on Gary's people to get out and do those inspections, and our fire marshal and, you know, all our public works people to make sure that we're doing what we need to do to get those businesses open. And I hate that when they call me and tell me, and they understand that, it's just that, you know, we gotta be conscious of that. So hopefully, when we see those values come in, we know that we'd like to hire 4 more police officers, and I think we're committed. I think this council is committed to do that for Mike and the guys, because I think it's critical that we figure out how we do that. And so I think it's a good point that we do some planning, and we're very fortunate that values are going up and not down. Some areas of the country and such are not in that position. So good job by the budget committee, by staff, in putting, you know, some hard numbers together to make sure that we're taking care of all of our people. And I'm encouraged when Mike tells me that in the past we've had to go look for applicants, and this last go around we had over 100, didn't you say, Mike?
We tested a couple of weeks and we were about 135 signed up.
135 new applicants for police officers. We never had that before.
Word got out.
So the word is out that we're paying our police officers what they should be making, our firefighters, all of our employees. And that's what, I think that was what important that the budget committee took into consideration, that all of our employees deserved a pay increase. And I commend you, I commend staff and Michael and his crew putting together a budget that probably will win us another award, Michael. He's yawning over. It's old time for him, right?
He's been working hard.
Keeping you up, Michael?
He's been at it since January.
Huh?
He's been at it since January.
I know, yeah, so.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Bill Eisen. He was very integral.
He was.
Early on in bringing everybody together, and
Right.
appreciate his help in this
Yeah,
process.
and you know, there were some people criticized, said that we ran Bill off and all that stuff. Bill came on board to help us put the budget together. And when he finally reached the point when he said, you guys have done an excellent job, I'm wasting your money sitting around here doing what, I'm not doing anything.
Exactly what he said.
He's committed to go somewhere.
Yeah, and he was committed to the whole month of this month to be there. So people get facts, they might understand what happens in the city, but I know sometimes facts don't matter, so.
Well, you do have a public hearing, so I'll step aside.
Yeah.
If you don't have any-
Well, one other comment that I would like to make, because until we actually know how much revenue come in, some of the same thing that you, with Yolanda and Anthony asked, we may still be able to amend and address some of those, but we don't want to bite off more than what we have facts for. And so once they come in and we know, because we did discuss in the budget committee some supplemental positions, which included health inspector, was interested in one that you mentioned, and 4 police officers. You just can't hire one officer. You have to hire them 4 at a time to make a whole shift or whatever. Mike never told me what it was, but, you know, and a couple other positions. So we need to wait and see. We may still have some opportunity.
And we're also very aggressive about going after grants. We've got several out there now.
We do?
That could potentially take care of some of these
Yes, we
costs
do.
to facilitate those
Absolutely, so.
positions.
Just like Councilman Ford, I too would like to at least get a report from each department as to their manpower situation.
Their wish list?
Yeah. Well, not the wish list, but just the
Open position.
manpower situation.
Yeah.
And as far as where we stand, I'll have that to you by the end of the week. As far as the manpower and what people believe we may need, that may take a little more time.
That was the mayor's, mine is I would like to know what the manpower situation, how many we have in place.
How many vacancies?
And how many vacancies.
How many we have in place and how many vacancies we
Yeah.
have.
We'll have that to you this week. Thank you.
Let's hear from the public.
It is a public hearing, so if anyone wants to address us regarding the budget, I didn't have anyone sign up to do so, but if not, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
Make a motion to close the hearing, Mayor.
Okay. Councilman Rolis made the motion to close the public hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Ford made the motion to close the public hearings. There's been a motion and a second. All those in favor? Motion carried. Now, I need a motion to adopt the budget. And let me remind everybody that we will do this by record vote. I will call each of you and you will say yea or nay as we go around the table. So I first need a motion.
I move to adopt the budget.
Second.
Okay, Councilman White made the motion. Mayor Pro Tem Smith made the second. Councilman Preston.
I move to adopt the budget.
Aye.
Yea, it's yea or nay?
Yay?
Yea.
Yay.
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 All right, it was unanimous. Thank you all. And then we need a motion to adopt the property tax revenue.
I move to adopt increase in the property tax revenue reflected in the adopted budget.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Smith made the motion. Councilman White made the second. Again, it's a record vote.
Yay.
Yay? Yay?
Yay.
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 Unanimous. Thank you all. Anthony, good luck to your mom. All right. Let me see here. Hang on a minute. What is JB here for? Is there a motion to
Push.
Well, we won't let this councilman out.
kind of like the elevator, isn't it?
I just want to make a real flashy exit.
Try again.
Sorry, guys.
All right, item 6 is the consent agenda. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed?
Move to adopt.
Councilman Preston made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Smith made the second. All those in favor? You got it, JB. All right, we're moving right along. Now we are at 7B2.
An ordinance of the City of Missouri City, Texas, continuing Article 7 of Chapter 74 of the Missouri City Code, continuing the rules and regulations pertaining to the standards of care for certain elementary age recreation programs operated by the City of Missouri City, providing for repeal and providing for severability.
All right, Shane, come on.
Mayor, council, how are y'all?
Good.
It's the same as last year. We did no editing to it. We just started our first day camp today. There's plenty of other programs that this applies to, but.
How many kids did we have today?
75.
75 kids,
15
that's
up
it?
from last year.
Huh?
15 up from last year.
Really?
Yeah, it's growing.
That's awesome.
Yes, sir.
All right, this is the first of 2 readings of this public hearings and ordinance. So is there a motion to approve this?
So moved.
Councilman White made the motion.
Second.
Mayor Pro Tem Smith made the second. Is there discussion? Not, we'll vote. All those in favor? I'm glad you're handling all those 75 kids.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Good job, Shane. All right, 9 are authorizations that are authorizing the mayor to sign the official plat of Pecan Estates at Anderson Springs, Section 3, which contains approximately .470 acre tract of land owned by the city of Missouri City. Is there a motion? Hang on there. You know.
Move to adopt. We cool. Move to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Councilwoman Ford made the second. All those in favor? Motion carried.
Way to go, Jennifer.
Yeah, way to go, Jennifer. That's good. And 9B is consider authorizing the repeal of order number 0-12-04 and declaring the satisfactory demolition and removal of the residential building and related structure and improvements located at 3434 5th Street.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Councilwoman Ford made the motion. Councilman Smith, or Mayor Pro Tem Smith made the second. Is there discussion?
Let's hear from Gary.
You want to hear from Gary? I see, Gary, I'm trying to help you out, baby.
I was trying to stay quiet. I really was.
And Jerry's the one who wanted to go home early.
You
He told me 7:30.
You may
But when we
recall-
talk about demolishing,
Yeah.
we need to give it the full benefit.
Yeah. We need to see
You
the
may
picture.
recall the structure located at the back of what is the landscaping lot at 3434 Fifth Street, and it was something of an apartment building. And after there was a fire in it, we took a closer look at it and found it had been expanded, and we couldn't find any permits had been pulled for it.
Oh, goodness.
Fortunately, council recognized that it was a substandard structure, especially with the fire. It was not really fit for human habitation, and ordered its demolition. The property owner, with the help of her family, pulled the demolition permit and removed the structure. It sits right by the elementary school, and we were very glad to see it go. It didn't go as quickly as we would have wanted it to, but it went away. I have a picture where they're now parking things there, but I'd just soon not show you that picture because it's really not very pretty. But the building is gone. It's no longer a residential structure. It's now being used more in line with the landscaping lot that is there, which is consistent with the zoning that's there. So it's a success. They removed it. Apparently, there's a transaction pending regarding that piece of property, and our order constituted a cloud on their title, and they're trying to get that cloud off the title for whatever they're going to do next. Don't know for sure what their next plan is.
Very good. Any other discussion? Not, we'll vote. All those in favor. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 10, or ordinance is 10A.
An ordinance of the City of Missouri City, Texas, amending the budget for the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2014, and ending June 30th, 2015, transferring various appropriations among accounts, appropriating supplemental revenue to various fund accounts, authorizing the appropriate city officials to take steps necessary to accomplish such transfers, making certain findings, and containing certain provisions relating to the subject.
Is there a motion?
Move to adopt. We need to make these adjustments to balance out the budget from last year.
Second.
Councilman White made the motion. Mayor Pro Tem Smith made the second. Is there discussion? Not, we'll vote. Motion carries. We didn't want to wake you up, Michael. You know, we're yawning, you know. All right, there are no resolutions. Let me just remind everyone that, and I know everyone's been keeping an eye on the upcoming weather event that we have, and I know Scott and Russell and Judy and the team are on ready alert, and I guess we're at 2 now. The county's at 2, and we're at 2 right now, which means that we're very vigilant of watching what's going to happen. The last report that I saw said that the tropical storm bill would probably hit landfall at mid-morning, maybe tomorrow, mid-afternoon tomorrow. We are expecting 30 to 40 mile-an-hour winds with gusts up to 50. We're also expecting 6 to 10 inches of rain again. For us, Oyster Creek is down, Flat Bank Creek is down, but we saw how quickly it filled up with a 10-inch rain. Now, the ground is very saturated. We will, in that kind of event, have street flooding again. Let me just remind our citizens, those that are here, maybe those that might see this later, that we're asking that you not park your cars on the street for 2 reasons. One, it hinders the flow of water. Streets are designed to convey water. They're designed to keep the water out of your home. That's why your houses are higher than the street level. So they are designed to flood, and they are designed to convey water. If you want to get your car flooded, leave it in the street. But it also makes it difficult for our emergency vehicles to go through different areas of the city when we need to do that. So I would ask that you do that. I saw a report today, and I know that people are already assuming hurricane and all that stuff. There's no water on the shelves, I'm told. I even heard a report today that the Army surplus stores have sold out of rations. I mean, if you can believe that, they go out and they're buying the rations out of the Army surplus stores. So I guess that's a good thing in that they're preparing. But I think there's just a little overreaction. I know that right now the storm is predicted, the center of the storm is predicted to go into Corpus, unless that changes. Of Corpus is predicted to have 10 to 15 inches of rain during this storm. We're going to be on the dirty side of the storm wherever it goes in, which means that we will get the rain and we'll get the wind gusts. So we need to be vigilant. Our people are on standby. Stacy and her people have already started sending out notices to the general public. The EOC is at level 2 for the county. We're at level 2. We will be taking care of the city. Scott and Sharon's people are already putting barricades out in preparation for street closings like Cartwright Road at Columbia Blue that we know will flood, and those other streets that are flooded. And during this last situation, Robert and the crew put out some markers at 10 or 12 different locations throughout the city so that we can monitor the water levels as they begin to rise and know what's going to happen in those situations. But, you know, Stacy, the more that we can continue to put those, screen that across the bottom of our MCTV and all of our social media, our radio station will be up and people will be able to monitor what's happening in Missouri City. But we are on standby. Our emergency operations team is ready to go. Russell's already napping over there because he knows. and Mike's napping in the back, and I'm on a nap tonight because tomorrow could be a very long day. Yeah, tonight and tomorrow could be a very long day for a number of us. And again, thank you to our people for making the commitment to do what they need to do to keep our citizens safe. They could just as well be at home trying to take care of themselves, but they will be on standby in different places. Our police, our fire department, our public works people all have a job. They're going to do it. And so let's get through this, and hopefully we will not have any other situation different than what we had last time. I would assume the Brazos River is down in Richmond, but I think it's still at 51 feet in Rocheron, is it not, or is it down in Rocheron as well?
It's below 40.
It's below 40.
It dropped.
So,
below what it was before the Memorial Day event.
yeah, but it's higher than what it was when we had the 10-hour rain before. So we know that it's not going to take a lot of rain to get those bayous and the Brazos River back up again. So anyway, thank you all for paying attention. You want to talk about your events this week, what's left in the day today, and what you did the other night?
We had the annual scholarship golf tournament. Even though we had several teams didn't make it, we had the largest crowd that we've had in the past today. It was well attended, and they got all the rounds in. So we were very pleased with that. Coming up next is Thursday, is the Community Service Award Gala. And we expecting to have a full attendance of the events. We're going to honor somewhere in the neighborhood of, give scholarships to 8, I think I was told 8 students in the Fort Bend, Missouri City area. These are students who've done exemplary work, and we're very proud of them. Some of them are in college who've returning, applied again, and still maintaining the GPA and all of those other things that's required of them. And so we want to stay with those kids. Right now, I'm glad to say the amount is up to $20,000 of collected scholarships. We haven't had the final tally as of yet, but we really feel good about this, so we're looking forward to that. We have guest speakers coming from the corporate sector, and also from the political sector, and I guess you're going to be there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and hopefully all the other council will be there. There's certainly a place for them. We're looking forward to it. Then Friday, we're doing something a little bit different, and that was mentioned at the last council meeting. We have an art exhibit. There are 15 or so different artists throughout the city and the state of Texas that's showing their skills and their work at the community center right across from the library. So we're really looking forward to that. Carolyn Crump is a renowned artist who specializes in quilt work, and she's going to have 8 feet tall rooms of quilts, 3D renderings that sort of depict a significant amount of history in Missouri City. And then that Saturday, it's a Friday also, we will have a move in the park at Hunters Glen Park. Coming Saturday at 7 p.m., the Mile of Smile Parade will kick off. We have 63 entries for this year. We're kind of proud of that. And at the end of the parade, we'll have the Battle of the Bands. And Derek Woods, the executive director, has a knack for bringing in artists talented artists who are local. And the stadium is usually full every year, and we're expecting the same thing this year. So we're proud of this year's events, and we're looking forward to it.
Very good, thank you. Any other announcements or? All right, very good. Stay safe, everybody. Turn around, don't drown.
Take care, Chris.
Yolanda, I think it got, we'll have to readjust.